didn't hear you, but we are complete. We can start. Hello to the TUC meeting, 19th of November. We have our agenda and usual agenda, and we will get update from the app runtime deployment working group. And let's start with the review of our action items from last week. We had one action item to react on the vacation thread.
And everyone did it. Thank you.
And our calendar is already updated. I just saw the message Ram posted. Great. So which one will be cancelled maybe for the recordings?
I think just one before Christmas. No, the two around Christmas, maybe.
I think it was two.
Yeah,
And
December 24th and December 31.
and the Americans will be out next week.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is done. Then we can proceed with the update. So Johan, thank you for joining. So the floor is yours.
Of course, thank you very much for inviting me. So, updates in the application runtime working group. Oh, I can't share, but well, anyway, there is not too much to share. So, what did we do? We proceeded the V2 deprecation story path. And by now, the complete CF deployment validation, so all scenarios work with a disabled V2 API. So all scenarios upgrade from scratch, also the disaster recovery acceptance tests, all now work with disabled V2. We found a few small leftovers in the cats and dreads in the acceptance test suites and fixed or migrated or removed those. And so we are now, ready for V2 sunset. What we also have by now is the cloud native build pack lifecycle. It was integrated in multiple steps, new acceptance tests, and it is now enabled by default and released as a default feature. One smaller thing, I think Carsten was it who proposed to re-enable the volume service tests. So in the Cloud Foundry acceptance test suite, we have acceptance tests for volume services, and indeed CF deployment supports NFS and also SMB volume services. I never worked with those, but they could be enabled both without any bigger problems. However, the acceptance tests needed a little bit of tweaking until everything worked, but they're also running now, so this feature is now also validated. Then we have gotten one new repository, that is the disaster recovery acceptance tests. These tests were very flaky a few weeks ago, and started talking to the owners of the Bosch disaster recovery test. It turns out that they would like to get rid of the tests and transfer the ownership, because these tests are usually only executed in the ARD validation pipeline. And okay, we accepted that, and we also found the problem for the flakiness. That was smaller errors in the backup and recovery metadata of some Bosch releases. And yeah, now they're running stable again. So this is perfectly fine now. Yeah, and finally we have the inactive user process in place, and indeed it found, I think, 2 inactive users in the working group, and we opened pull requests, and one user did not respond, and the other said, yes, please remove me. I'm happy to be removed. And so we did, and so this process now also works fine. Yeah, and finally, we are still ramping up a new team at SAP who will take over the major workload of CF deployment. They will plan to hire some new people, and we've started to do the handovers. So yeah, this will take some more time, but Dimitar, Aftab, and Oliver Heinrich will then take over more and more responsibility in the working group. Yeah, I think that was all. Any questions, comments?
What about Noble?
Noble, actually nothing has arrived yet. I know there is
There-
a Noble beta stem cell.
Yes.
Would you say it's ready to be tested in a separate validation?
Yeah, I would say so. It's I don't know where the where Diego is with their compatibility with C groups v2.
Mm-hmm.
It's Garden. It's not compatible, but Maria's been working on it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's gonna be the failure. So it's, but I mean, yeah.
Okay, so Garden is not ready, so we could not really validate anything.
Not
I
end
mean,
to end, no. But you like compilation would be a good start, right? Like
compilation.
already, right?
Yeah.
Getting some feedback on that. So I
Okay.
think it wouldn't be bad to start it, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
because
good.
I
Yeah.
think Garden does start, right? So you can do a successful
Mhm.
deploy, you can just not push applications.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But then we already like know that things compile, right? Like that's
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
quite a bit of
Yeah.
validation at that point.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Then we can reactivate our validation environment from last time and start to create a Noble validation pipeline. Yeah. Good.
In your first point about the disabling V2, you validated it. Are you running that full time, or is that like a one-time pipeline? Or are you going to turn off V2 in your main pipelines?
We turned it off in the main pipeline.
And
So
you're keeping it
all-
off?
Yes, it's
Okay.
permanently off now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the next release is the first one that was fully built and validated without V2.
Yeah.
You look very excited, Stephan.
Yes.
Yes, of course. One question from my side, the CNB integration that's integrated by default, is the feature flag also enabled by default, or is it switched off and the operator has to switch it on explicitly?
Good question. I don't know. Likely we still enable the feature flag in one or two of our validation environments. If you give me a second. Diego, CNB disabled. I think it's disabled by default. Then we explicitly enable it in, I don't know, one or two or three environments. Yeah, so in the test environment, I just looked at it is disabled, yeah. So the lifecycle is enabled, but the feature flag is disabled, if I get this right now. Huh?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
makes
okay.
sense.
Mhm.
Just to understand it.
Okay. I was also motivated to write the notes.
Mhm.
Are there any other questions?
Noble, LE.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Not the prize.
Not the
not the
price.
price, yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also somehow need. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Good.
Good catch by so many notes. Okay, if there are no other questions, then is there anything we can help?
I would say everything is fine so far. Yeah, we are doing now a lot of handover sessions, transferring knowledge, a lot of SAP internal stuff, but of course also the open source stuff. There will be new team members, which will take some time, but they are already supporting us now. So Aftab and Dimitar have experience and knowledge. So no, I would say this is all fine. Don't know what comes with Noble. We'll have to start validating, and then certainly there will be more or less findings and maybe blockers or not. The FS5 stack roadmap is still a bit unclear to me. That would help if we knew the roadmap and when we can start with a new stack. Yeah, but otherwise, I would say everything is quite fine.
Yeah. There are no concrete plans yet, but it can be activated on top of the novel stem cell validation.
Yeah.
Okay. Then thank you, Johan, for the update. And you are free to stay or leave.
Yeah. I will stay for now. Yeah, watch the show.
Yes, maybe there are some interesting things going on. So let's then continue with the next agenda to go over the PRs. The inactive user one is already open for 2 weeks, so we can proceed merging. So there were no comments, no discussions, and this triggered some additional working group updates. Yeah, this is fine. Let me see. Okay. Chris, do you need time or just maybe?
Yeah, GitHub logged me out. I was on the screen, I hit approve, and I was struggling to find my authenticator. Just give me a second, sorry.
This happens for with the docs for me because I walk into the meeting notes in the mornings, and afternoon somehow the session expires, and when I want to start the meeting and
Yep, I had them all up earlier, and I'm like, approve. What do you mean I gotta log in?
okay, we have it. Thank you, and I can merge. Okay. So we have a repository to archive. So this is a repository in the foundational infrastructure working group. There were some discussions. It is not maintained, the Bosch software CPI release. We tried to reach to some of the maintainers. They didn't answer on the Slack thread. I don't know, Ruben, what you mean? Should we wait or?
Yeah, I think like should we give it one week or something before like you have pinged them now here, right? So
Yes, I opened this 5 hours ago. So
yeah, yeah. So like let's wait a week, right?
okay, let's wait a week. Yeah, it makes sense. In progress. So on the RFC side, some exciting things are happening. We don't have any updates on the in progress ones, but we have a new one, the app manifest v2. Most probably you checked on that already. Yeah. I'm really excited because discussing with stakeholders on our side, they always complained about the missing declarative resource handling by the manifest, like when you remove service bindings or sidecars or many
Or
other
change your health checks.
or environment variables.
When I was doing readiness health check testing, man, this kept tripping me up.
Yeah, that's why from that side it's really excited. One point which is I think we need to think more about is how the user interface or how the behavior is to make clear to the users that resources will be cleaned and deleted, like service instances.
It talks about the diffing, right?
Yeah, there is a discussion on here, Ruben, if you have. Here is a discussion going on with different proposals. If you have an opinion on that.
This is really tricky. I was also thinking about it, but I have no real opinion yet. So, what is the scope of the declaration boundary, so to say? If it is a space, okay, but that's a mental model that is probably completely new to many app developers. I have seen spaces with 1,000 applications inside, and now I deploy a hello world. And that is fun. But yeah, it's a new feature, and why not also introducing some real new concepts here?
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, it's a new one. Take your time and review. So I don't think we have any updates on the RFC implementation side. Here, do we have any updates regarding the state of this migration?
No.
We should make Greg give the next update next week. Then we'll force him to answer.
I forgot to ask this last time.
Americans are out next week, right? That was...
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe not next week.
We need exactly next week.
Maybe Greg can't take vacation though. Maybe he'll be here.
There was an update, so right on the sorry for jumping around. This RFC about getting the foundation as CV numbering authority has been closed. It's not anymore on the dashboard. So that one has been updated. So it has been closed with maybe you saw the arguments. So
Yeah,
the-
it was not possible to migrate, right? Like
Yeah.
transfer the ownership of the to the foundation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this. So the state will be like it is. So there's no changes here, so to say. Yeah. Okay, then I think we are done here with the issues, PRs. Then any other business? Nothing. I was checking the channels on our site and noticed that on the build packs, people are asking for updates of some libraries since beginning of November, and they don't get an answer. I don't know.
For which build pack?
Let me check.
Let's see, the most recent one's about PHP.
Yeah.
Looks like there was a Node one too.
Node.js, there was also one about Node.js. Is this not automated or what is the setup? I was wondering.
Probably it's automated, but the I don't know, releasing is probably still like I expect it's similar to what we do with stem cells.
Mhm.
So you still need a human to at some point click a button. But I believe they were also going through some migrations with infrastructure, so I don't know where they are at. Maybe Amelia and I can follow up internally to see what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, will be great. Yeah.
Yep, and it looks like the particular PR Azar was asking about for PHP was merged yesterday, but no release has been cut, so I'm assuming it's just coming at some point. in the
Making
next
its way through.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Is there anything else? No. Then happy evening, day or morning, and take care. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Good.
See you on
Okay,
few
bye-bye.
See you.
weeks.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Holiday everybody can get behind.